In the interests of the very important sugar industry, the government of Belize, for several months, decided to get involved to try to resolve the differences between the B.S.C.F.A and B.S.I.
At 10:25 on Monday night, an agreement between Belize Sugar Industries Limited and the Belize Sugarcane Farmers Association was signed, signaling the end of a protracted impasse. Mr. Fred, are you tired?
Yes, I'm a bit tired. I am a human.
And while some cane farmers grew tired, others became frustrated.
They tell me Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, today and Monday. I don't sign nothing yet. They take it like Papi Show, like Lee Boy. See it, and what happened? People don't get back already.
During the 9 days of intense negotiations, cane farmers expressed their frustration not only with B.S.I but also with the B.S.I administration. Last week, Caneros temporarily prevented Agriculture Minister Jose Mai from leaving the sturdy compound. Did you at any point felt unsafe?
Absolutely not. I've seen worse than that in the times of the UDP, right? And the farmers know who has genuinely worked for them, right? And actually, they didn't want me to leave because they want an answer now and then. And so I understand the frustration of the farmers.
And the angry farmers were also sending a message to the members of the PUP Northern Caucus. No agreement, no votes.
The B.S.C.F.A doesn't have to tell its members not to vote for the PM. The people are suffering. And that very same suffering, right, is the one that dictates their choice of vote. And if you cannot read that in the eyes, right, in the pain, in the suffering of the people in this northern part of the country, then he's completely disconnected. He's not part of this region. He's like in another world.
And in the world of the Caneros, burning tires and blocking the roads are a means of getting their message across, which they believe was done so last week when both parties finally agreed on 4 key points. But that was short-lived when both parties could not agree on the language of Proposal 3, which spoke to an economic analysis to be conducted by Hugh O'Brien of the Ministry of Agriculture to determine whether cane farmers should pay for terminal costs and throughput fees.
The delay was what B.S.I have placed within the agreement, the draft agreement that they sent, on which they had included in it how or putting in it ways on how, or guiding how Mr. Hugh will be doing the investigation, on which that was not we agreed on Thursday. We said, or it was placed to us, put to us, that Mr. Hugh will be doing a thorough investigation to see if what B.S.I is saying in regards to the charges of the throughput costs and the terminal costs are necessary for it to be done. And now that they send the document, they send it with portion in it on which they want to guide the process and want to put on how Mr. Hugh will be dealing with it, and that is not the case. And that is why we rejected it.
In a video posted by B.S.I, its Director of Finance, Shan Chavaria, explained why the factory wants to charge the farmers these fees.
In 2022, we moved our operations to Big Creek following an investment of $30 million to modernize that operations. We had done a trial and it was determined that it would be more feasible, economical for us to move the operations there. We would see cost savings in ocean freight, and we would also see cost savings in port charges, of which there would be stevedoring and throughput fees. So those are the 2 main costs that we're now incurring. Now, what we had explained to all the associations, including the B.S.C.F.A, that despite there being a new charge called throughput fee, the combination of the stevedoring and the throughput fee would be less than what we were paying in Belize City. So we looked at the past 5 years, 2019, 2020, and 2021. So this was when we were still in Belize City. And so those years we incurred only stevedoring costs. And as you can see, the cost per ton went up those 3 years. And it peaked in 2021 at $32.30 per long ton. 2022 is when we made the transition to Big Creek. And you will see here, we had stevedoring and this new cost called throughput. But the combination of the throughput and the stevedoring was 50% lower than the previous year we were paying in Port of Belize City.
With the B.S.C.F.A threatening to return to the first step of negotiations, Prime Minister John B.S.I decided that it would be best to have all parties in a room to finalize the negotiations. That meeting was held in Yo Creek Village and went late into the night, with Bresenio announcing that agreement had been reached.
As with any agreement, the devil was in the details. It was expected that an agreement would be signed early this morning, but late last night, the parties could not agree on the scope of the work that was to be conducted by Mr. O'Brien, and the parties reached a stalemate once again. After the deadlock could not be brokered by 2 p.m. today, I sanctioned both parties and their lawyers to sit in a room and not to leave until we have an agreement. Now we have an agreement. I'm happy to announce that the B.S.C.F.A, as we know the sugar cane season, can now commence normally, with all sugarcane farmers associations delivering and the mill processing at optimum.
And so with that, the impasse is over. Well, at least for the next 2 years, when another commercial agreement is expected to be signed. Reporting for News 5, Hipolito, Novelo.